Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 thriller film Flinch, a film that is written and directed by Cameron Van Hoy, and it stars Daniel Zovatto, Tilda Cobham-hervey, Kathy Moriarty, David Proval and Stephen Bauer. Now this film focuses on Joey, who is a hitman for the local mob. Basically, they hire him to do hits, and he is hired to do this one hit, and it doesn't go according to plan, and he is witnessed taking out somebody by his secretary, Mia, played by Tilda Cobham-hervey. So he has no choice basically but to kidnap her. He knows he should have killed her on the spot, but when he put the gun basically to her head, she doesn't flinch, and he's got an issue with that. He basically thinks that if somebody doesn't flinch when they got a gun put in the face, basically there's something special about them. So he takes her home, much to the dismay of his mother, played by Kathy Moriarty, who consistently encourages him to get rid of this witness. Some kind of bond develops between the two, and it turns out that things start escalating as everybody starts hunting this missing girl. Right, that's all I want to say about the film without giving any spoilers away, which of course I never like to do. What are my thoughts on Flinch? Well, to be honest, I mean, the concept of a hitman with a heart in the movies has been done a few times, let's be honest, over the years. And so in that sense, this really doesn't do anything different with the idea here, the hitman with a heart. But what we get here is a very competent and, for the most part, very watchable and enjoyable film. Looks great, it looks very slick, there's nice colours going on, there's a nice colour palette throughout the film. It's mostly filmed at night. And it's got a real nice look and sheen to the film. No problem at all with that at all. The performances are all absolutely excellent from everybody here. You can relate to Joey, even though he's like a hitman. He feels like a normal guy. He lives with his mother, played by Kathy Moriarty. He feels like he's kind of doing this hitman job to kind of pay off his father's debts, who was a hitman before him for the mafia. So he doesn't really have a choice in doing what he does. And you buy the relationship between him and Kathy Moriarty. They've got this good chemistry going on. And then this woman is introduced, Mia, that obviously, you know, puts a real spanner in the works to his life and his family dynamic, and she really, you know, manoeuvres her way into their life, sort of thing. And as you could imagine, you know, the plot gets more complex and escalates as the film goes on, and there's a couple of, you know, twists later on in the film that you'll either see coming or you won't, depending on, you know, the kind of person you are when you watch these sort of films. I actually, for the most part, quite enjoyed this film. Like I say, I don't feel as though it did anything new with this genre, the hitman with a heart type of film, but I did like it for the most part. I thought the scenes with the guns and stuff was handled particularly well. You felt the dynamics, you know, between the mafia, or the mob, the local mobs, the police department, all kind of working hand in hand. And there was some interesting conversations that take place, you know, between the leads. I think that the one thing that stood out to me in regards to believing was when he first takes Mia home, and his mother, Gloria, played by Kathy Moriarty, keeps insisting that she needs to die and things like that, and she attempts to do it more than once herself, and he obviously keeps stopping her, and then she kind of overnight kind of switches tact, if you like, and starts being nice to her and inviting her to, you know, the meals on an evening and giving her dresses to wear, and it all felt a bit like, well, I want to kill you because you're upsetting our family dynamic and putting my son at risk, to welcome to the family type thing. And I didn't feel as though that arc was kind of earned if you get what I mean. She wasn't there that long. I mean, you could understand that relationship developing over several months maybe, but not several days, which was kind of the time scales that she was being held in Joey's house. But yeah, I mean, it all built to a climax you would expect with a confrontational type film like this, in the sense of, you know, the mob's involved, the police is involved, you know, the mob wants to get rid of witnesses, potential witnesses, all this kind of stuff. So you kind of know where the film's heading. It's a fairly predictable film in that sense, but because the performances are all fine, and the dialogue is certainly watchable. There's nothing, you know, cheesy or anything about the dialogue. It's well written, and like I say, the film is shot well, looks slick, and you are invested for the most part in these characters. You don't mind sitting and watching, even though you can kind of map out in your head where this film is ultimately heading in regards to the climax of the film, and it certainly headed the way I predicted. Apart from there was a twist near the end that I kind of didn't expect, but when that twist is revealed, it does unearth a couple of questions that I can't talk about here because it would go into spoiler territory, but it unearthed a couple of questions for me in regards to relationships between the mob and others in the film. That won't make sense until you watch the film, potentially. But I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely an above average crime thriller, this one. Very nicely made, good performances, good writing, good direction, and definitely a good watchable film. So, want to check out if this is your sort of crime thriller, Hitman with a Heart type thriller. So that is my review for Flinch. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I will be back with more content on Screen Stars very, very soon.